Hey, good.
So, hey everybody. I know not everybody is on yet, but welcome to the live. And today we have Kaylin from Kay's Crochet Haven with me. Let's welcome her on in and let's just give a little bit to let some people come on in. So, as you come in, the standard what's in your cup and what's on your hook? Seems to be what everybody asks, so might as well
Or
stick with.
what's in a bottle?
Or yeah, well, mine's more in a bottle too. So I have
Okay, I
to
just
put
got
the
the
cat.
notification that we're live.
I have to put my tea in a bottle with the cats unless I am sitting here and not going anywhere. And while I am on live, sometimes Halford likes to walk over by where I have my drink. So I had a really heavy open cup, glass cup.
Mm-hmm.
I think McDonald's had the ones long time ago. I think they're from McDonald's. The ones that had all the different Disney characters and stuff on them.
Mm-hmm.
About that big, like a highball glass, I think. I don't know. I've never used a highball glass, but I think that's what somebody said the size they are. Anyway, it's really heavy, but he almost pulled it over on himself the other day. So
Oh no.
I was like, okay, back to when I am really busy and can't keep my eye on him and need more than just something small. Having it
Right.
covered so the cat can't knock it over and get it everywhere. Hi, Daigo V. How are you doing today? One
It's
name that I
Diana.
do remember. Excuse me?
It's Diana.
Diana? Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I'm confused. I thought it was Veronica.
That steals the show.
Okay, steals a show. Okay. Sorry. I am very bad with names, as everybody who talks with me knows, and Kaylin knows that. Um, I am very sorry. I think I called you V some other time too, and I didn't mean to then. So hi Diana. One of these days I will get names down.
Mhm.
Hi IVB Creates. And yes, my Nightbot worked because she was able to drop her link. I was just gonna ask somebody if you have a channel, please hit drop to see if it works. And it worked. Yay. Jennifer Huckabee says hello, AJ and K, and everyone in the chat. I'm not sure if you can see the chat or not, Kaylin.
Yeah,
So,
I can. I can see the chat up there. Um, not but got Digo for the spamming of the symbols. I guess only one symbol. That wasn't the drop.
oh, did it? Is she gone?
No, she's not gone. She's still here.
Oh, symbols. Let me go change that real quick. Sorry, I thought she dropped her link. I didn't read the whole thing. I was just excited thinking that she dropped her link because I could not get Nightbot to work at all yesterday. So let me go change that part. I am so sorry. I thought I hit everything yesterday and there was so much to remember that I was trying to do. So let me see. Commands. That's in default, right? The symbols.
I have no idea because I don't use Nightbot.
Commands, commercial filters, game. Marker, poll, regulars, songs, tags, title, winner. No, it is not. It's not in custom. Spam protection. That's why I didn't go through the spam protection list yesterday. Access emotes. Let me take care of that right now.
Nightbot considers exclamation an emoji. Really? That's weird. Please go away, flying bug. Please go away, flying bug.
Number of emotes possible. Well, it says I have 15 minimum number of emotes possible before it will punish. I will put it to the extreme for right now. Well, not too extreme. I don't want 100. I set it at 60. Let's see what it does now.
Y'all, if I get stung, and I start crying, just ignore me. It's some sort of bee. Please go away.
Oh, I hope you don't get stung.
Hope I don't either. Sorry, I'm kind of freaking out.
It's okay.
Mm.
I completely understand. My husband, my dad and my brother are both allergic,
Mm-hmm.
so to the point of where they're supposed to have an EpiPen, but my dad just doesn't carry his and
Yeah.
got stung and just made it to the hospital when he got stung because he
Oh
was
my
home alone
goodness.
and he was mowing lawns because that's what he does around where he lives is mow lawns for people
Mm-hmm.
during the summer. So yeah, it's like,
Crafty Moose Sarah's here.
okay, cool. And I'll be right back. I'm setting both the symbols and the emotes just to make sure I have
I'm
the
gonna
right
catch up on
ones
your chat
set.
for you. Hey Ivy, I see you. She said
Okay.
hey.
I have both of them filtered at 60 now, so hopefully that should help.
And
So,
drop does work.
okay, awesome.
And Camper 14 is here. Hello.
Hello. And I have your set on a timer and mine set on a timer to run
Oh,
through the
cool.
chat. So, I learned a lot about Nightbot last night really quick after I realized I didn't know anything at all when I did my live yesterday.
That's the way
So,
it goes, though, sometimes.
hi, IVB Creates, and hi, Crafty Moose Sarah. Camper 14 says need unseasoned meat tenderizer, wet sting, shake on, put a band-aid on it, and forget. Next day, never know you were stung.
Oh, really? I don't
I
have any unseasoned meat tenderizer, but it keeps flying around. I came outside because of noise. It'll probably be starting here soon. So I came outside, and the other day when I was outside, the probably the same little one was flying by.
thank you, Daigo. I should make you a moderator since you're moderating for me.
She's a good moderator.
Let me know if you'd ever want to. But yeah, I need to get that stuff in the mail to you too, because if you get stung, that also helps take the sting away, and within hours,
Yeah, you told me, and I need to
you
email you
won't even
that.
realize that you were stung. So I need to get a couple packets of it in the mail to you. I'm glad I just thought about that.
Mhm.
So while we're waiting to make sure everybody's in, just like I said, the standard what's in your cup or in your bottle. In our cases, I've got my Tupperware bottle here. I've got iced tea, what's on your
Mhm.
hook, and I have the phone slash tablet stand that I'm making for my friend's son who was in a
Well,
really bad car accident and wasn't supposed to make it. So
yeah, I remember hearing you say that.
I figure he could use this when he's resting at home and he doesn't have to have it on a table.
Yeah. Oh, the salt might
Camper
sting a
14
little.
says seasoned works, but salt might sting a little. I have used it. I actually have a cream that I use, Camper 14. It's called Reveal. And
Oh, there's two of them now. Oh no.
there's only one place that you can get it from. And I was supposed to be a direct salesperson for it. But anyway, it helps with stings. It helps with mosquito bites. It helps with sunburn. It helps with all that good stuff. And like if you have a tattoo or something and you think you need to go and have it renewed, you can use it every day for almost a week and it renews your tattoos. So, and Daigo says, I would love to mod for you, AJ. Awesome. I will have to add you when I have a chance.
You're so sweet, Miss K. I hear you.
And hot red berry cordial in my cup and cottage core mosaic on my hook. Cool, Sarah. Yeah, and Diane says she's got water in her cup and working on an amigurumi. I'm
Ooh,
going to be starting one of those soon. I have to start working on gifts for my daughter for her birthday. So
yeah.
I'm going to be making her Mew from one of the Pokemon. It's her
Oh, yeah.
favorite Pokemon.
Yeah.
She named her cat Mew. So, and then I have to find out who. Oh, I can't think of what her other cat she just named. He's a Pokemon name too. And I need to find out what character it is so that I can make her one someday. Ivy creates working on a mosaic cardigan. Water in my glass. Always good to get your water in.
Hmm. Seeing it as H2O makes me think of something. Two scientists went for lunch, and one scientist asked for H2O, and the other scientist asked for H2O2 and died. Why?
Because you got carbon dioxide.
Hydrogen peroxide, actually. H2O2 is
Oh, that's
hydrogen
right. Duh.
peroxide.
I should know that. I've had so much chemistry in my background, you would think I wouldn't mess that up. But I did. Okay. But you tell me why. Because I know that's not.
Yeah, because H2O2 is hydrogen peroxide. You
Okay.
can't
I
drink
didn't
it.
know if it had a different, if there was something funnier than just that
No,
it was hydrogen
that's
peroxide.
it.
So he was saying he wanted H2O as well.
Yes.
And the bartender took it as H2O2.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, cool. Um, Ambi was in here talking about that movie last night, Turning Red. So is Mai Mai the girl that turns into the panda? Daigo says, or Diane says she's making Mai Mai from the movie Turning Red.
Miley.
Mai Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the main character's name.
I haven't seen that. And she says
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I cannot wait. We're gonna, as soon as I get Xfinity out here again to do the repairs that I had somebody out and he said, "Oh, I need to write this stuff down and they'll get in contact with you and they'll send somebody out." That was like a month and a half ago. And I have not heard from Xfinity again. And he said they have wiring to replace and that while they're doing it, if I wanted him to, they could move my modem so that it's here in the front room instead of all the way in the back room where none of
Hmm.
us live or do anything.
Hmm.
And I said, that would be fantastic. And, but knowing that I want to get rid of cable, although I'm going to keep their Wi-Fi, I'm thinking I need to have them come and do that while I still have everything before I drop some, like over half of what I'm paying them a month. So,
Right.
Ivy says, "What are you working on, ladies?" I am working on, this is from, oh, now my Nikki's Homemade Crafts. It is the tablet slash phone stand that she has.
And I'm working on one of my easy bandanas for
Oh,
an order.
I didn't make it on your live today, but I saw you were going to did you do a did you show everybody how to make it? My brain was
Yeah, it was a premiere. It was just live
okay.
chat.
Cool.
But yes, I put it out as a premiere.
I'll have to watch it because I want to make it because ever since I saw it the other night, I fell in love with it.
Yes. Very easy.
But again, things for myself have to be on hold right now while I'm getting everything else done.
Yeah.
So, I don't have like a formal way that I do my lives. Like I don't, do a game or ask questions and all that kind of stuff. So basically, Kaylin, can you tell me like what your channel is about? Although it looks like most people here are from your channel, so they know this already.
um, I am 36. I'll be 37 this year. I'm the mother of an 11-year-old boy, and I crochet. I've been crocheting since I was 15, not consecutively from the age of 15, but for the past maybe 7 to almost 8 years, I have consecutively crocheted. And this year, at the beginning of this year, I bought the name Kay's Crochet Haven, so I own it, and I'm gonna start a crochet business this year.
I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
I have my web page name bought and paid for. I just need to get a web page
Yeah,
together. So, yeah, I know. Ivy says she loves the bird sounds. So do I.
yeah.
I love them so much. Camper 14 says she has not had TV for years. Um, I can go a week or 2 weeks sometimes without turning the TV on, Camper. And the only thing is my husband gets mad at me because then I don't pay attention to the news if I don't actually watch TV.
Hmm.
Um, and keeps telling me on your Facebook, hit the news option and read the news.
Hmm.
I just don't have time in the day to be doing that. So if I'm going to see the news, it's got to be on the TV. But also, I'm disabled. So I'm home all day, every day, unless somebody wants to come over and pick me up and go and do something.
Right.
So I really can't get rid of the TV. Well, I could, but I would miss it because
Yeah.
it's one of the things that helps from getting sad and upset. But okay, she says I still have internet and a Fire Stick. Yeah, I just got the Roku with the oh, just like they have for cable, the remote with the voice.
Hmm.
All I have to do is hook it up. The thing is like I was saying, I don't want to hook all that stuff up until after they come out and fix the
Right.
wires in that. So once they fix the wires for my Wi-Fi and everything, I'm done with them, and I will be getting my streaming services that I want because I would rather watch programs on the streaming services than the couple channels that I bought back and forth from. And I
Yeah.
already bought myself an antenna so I can get free TV and that pretty well already.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting because I don't want to do it now and then have them keep putting me back in line and saying, "Oh, it'll be another month," or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
or them trying to keep selling me service again. So I just want to get it fixed first and then switch it.
Yeah. I bought an LLC. That's how I own the name Case Crochet Haven.
I don't trust the news anyway. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very careful with where I get my news from.
Mhm.
I actually just signed up for Katie Couric's newsletter because I kind of trust her more than almost any other news person I've ever
Right.
watched. So she has a new web page and she has a newsletter that you can get, and she tells you like the hot topics that are going on.
Right.
So I haven't read one yet, but because I just signed up for it.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's what I do, or that's what I've got to do because I don't trust the news that's on Facebook, which is one of the reasons why I don't like to read it from there.
Mhm.
So hi Lisa, Grammy, come on in. Tell us what's on your hook and what's in your cup or
Hey,
glass
Lisa.
or bottle or whatever you are drinking from,
Mhm.
if you are drinking.
And I see your comment, Sarah. Thank you.
And hello, Jennifer. I don't think I saw you. Welcome in.
She was here earlier.
Okay. I think maybe she came in while I was
Mm-hmm.
fixing that issue with Nightbot.
Yes.
So, everybody, why don't you tell me? I already asked what's on your hook. Is everybody doing anything cool for you're the quiet one? Cool. I usually am too. Well, it depends. Some days I'm rather chatty when I'm in a live, and some days I'm quiet and just don't want
Mm-hmm.
to talk to anybody. Just
Right.
watch. Um, what are your guys' plans for Easter? Anything exciting going on?
No, probably gonna dye some eggs with Aiden, and that's it.
Well, that's at least fun.
Yeah, it is.
And you have him. I asked my daughter, I was like, "You want to come over for dinner?" And she's like, "I don't celebrate Easter, Mom." I was like, "Oh, new to me. Okay." So, she said, "Well, you always go to your uncle's house, but we're not doing that this year because they're just having, I think, their immediate family. And then my mom had surgery, so she can't even get up and put pressure on her foot because she had a heel spur
Mm-hmm.
and she's not allowed to. So, as far as I know, we're just staying here. My husband has to be to work at, he'll leave at 3 like he does every day because he's got to be to work at 4, and he always makes sure he's there 15, 20 to a half an hour early
Mm-hmm.
because we live literally 5 minutes away from where he works. And yeah, so we won't be doing anything except for I'll be here by myself all day like I normally am. So a regular day for me.
Oh wait.
Except for I do belong to a group where we do blessings for each other, and I'm in charge of, we're calling it Secret Bunny, kind of like Secret Santa, but we just did Secret Cupid for Valentine's Day, so
Oh, that's cool.
it's Secret Bunny time. So I'm in charge of doing that, but I'll probably be done with that by the time Sunday gets here. So hello to Frog Crochet. Hi y'all. Sorry I'm late. I had to get little man off the. It's quite all right. Family first. That's my motto. Always has been.
Yes. Aiden will be getting off the bus in about 35 minutes or so.
Crafty Sarah says, "We're going to my son's house. It's about 4 hours drive. Yippee, no cooking for me."
Right.
Yes, I miss going to my husband's side because we would go there for Easter every once in a while. But ever since his mom passed away, we don't really go down to see the rest of his family because there's too many issues with his siblings. But I miss seeing some of my nieces and nephews a lot.
Dago says she's waiting to receive the package from Niecy. She won a Cabbage Patch doll. It's supposed to be here today sometime.
Awesome. That sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
And Lisa
Camper
says
14 says, church and eat too much.
Lisa says half a can of Coke from last night. Just got done cooking omelets for the family. I had toast and cheese, and now I'm going to finish up the blanket and get back to working on hats and stuff. Cool. Everybody's busy. I'm excited. I'm feeling good today. So I'm having a very productive day today. So
That's
very
good.
different from the last 2 days where I
Mm-hmm.
could barely do anything. Roberta Klein says, "I agree. Family is tough. I don't do it anymore." Yeah. I'm a family type person. I love seeing family, but for whatever reason, when I was a little girl for like Christmas, we would see both sides of my
Mm-hmm.
family, my dad's side and my mom's side. Then all of a sudden it dwindled down to it was always just my dad's side. So I miss or it was always just my mom's side. So I miss my dad's side of the family so much. I
Yeah.
call my aunts and uncles every once in a while, but because they all have so many kids, we just all stopped getting together. And now they've got so many grandkids and everything. And yeah, I miss seeing them. But as far as my husband's side of the family, they just don't deal with me very well. And they haven't, they did when my husband and I first met. Then they
Hmm.
found out about my major sickness, and they were kind of like, okay, don't want to deal with you anymore.
Oh
So,
wow, that's messed up.
yeah. Well, a lot of people were like that back then because I know people from my channel know who have watched in that, but my major illness is I'm HIV positive.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm actually doing best with that one. My other, which I would probably actually say is my major illness now, is that I've got chronic pancreatitis. That's the one that
Yeah.
bothers me more. I've been doing fine. I'm on that new medication where you get a shot every month, well, two
Yeah.
shots every month, and I'm doing fantastic.
Oh,
So,
that's great.
and so most of, well, not most of it, some of my nausea has gone away with that too. So some of it was due to my meds.
Well, that's good too.
Yeah, that was really good, which is the main reason we decided to go that route.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Sarah said, such a wonderful win, Daigo. That doll is amazing. I want to see that doll. Diane says, my nephew and his wife invited us to the lake for a fish fry on Easter. That sounds fun.
I don't eat fish, but yummy.
Camper 14 said, going to get back to paperwork. You guys have a great afternoon. Tax day creeping up fast. Yes, it is. And my
Yeah.
husband still has to go and take care of his because I'm not doing enough for me to have anything on it.
Right.
Um, Frog says the bus doesn't drop off at the house because there isn't a way for the bus to turn around. So I have to drive to the neighbor's house to pick him up. I get that. I completely understand that. Where I live, we live in a circle. And depending on how the cars are, I don't know how the buses get down our street. I've never understood that. But they tried to tell us when our daughter was little that she was going to have to go way down the street every morning, that they couldn't pick up across the street here where they had been picking up since we had lived here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what, they're how old when they start getting on the bus? She was probably what, 8? So 8 years, because
Yeah.
we moved in here right before she was born. And they used to pick up this little girl right there on the corner every year. Then all of a sudden they said, oh no, we can't do that. I called them and I said, excuse me,
Right.
why can't you? You've been doing it for 8 years. I don't understand. I'm like, she's going to be in kindergarten, you know,
Right.
or maybe first grade. That's where I took her to kindergarten because in order for her to go all day kindergarten, I had to take her to kindergarten.
Yeah.
But I'm like, she's starting first grade. She's the youngest kid in this entire block. And you mean to say you're going to make her walk the farthest?
No.
And I said, that's not right. And so the next thing I know, oh, we can pick her up at that corner.
Yeah.
So they started again. So um Dan says, thank you, Sarah. Yes, Nisi did an amazing job on it. I'll go live when it gets here. Hopefully it won't be too late in the evening, but if it is, I'll go live tomorrow. I am definitely going to have to look for that. And I also have to make sure, I think I'm subscribed to you in this name. I have almost everybody on my personal name. And when I switched to my business name, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my goodness, I'm not subscribed to everybody with this one like I think I am. Hi, Roberta Klein. Hi, Roberta.
Hey,
Roberta's
Roberta.
family in small doses. And then she says, personal question. 1 second. Is the pancreatitis a sidebar of the HIV? Actually, no, it's not. It turns out that I have a birth defect. And I have, it's called pancreatic divism. And pancreatic divism almost always turns into chronic pancreatitis and then may turn into pancreatic cancer, which we are hoping and praying does not happen down the road.
Right.
But that's why I have pancreatitis. And I had issues ever since I was little, but they just said that I had irritable bowel syndrome and just left it at that. Didn't do the test, didn't do all the checking, because everybody had irritable bowel syndrome back in the 80s if they
Mhm.
had issues. So, and that's what I grew up with. And it wasn't until I turned 45 and my stomach was killing me. And we had went anywhere and everywhere to any specialist you can think of, and we were not figuring out what was wrong. And finally, for a last ditch effort, my doctor sent me to a specialist in Indy who deals with the stomach and the gastrics and pancreatitis and that, and he's the one who caught it. So Sarah says I might have to catch the replay, already nearly 9 p.m. here. Where are you from, Sarah? And
She's
thank
from
you for being
England.
okay, cool. I figured she was. I just wasn't sure if it was England or somewhere else around there.
Well, the UK, I should say. She's from the UK.
Okay. Diego said be right back. I'm behind now, so that's been a while because I said that lengthy. Rebecca, so you can say Nunya if you want. I'm not sure who that.
That
Oh,
was for the
that was
question.
not the question.
Yeah.
I am an open book. Like I tell the people who are subscribed to me all the time, I am an open book. The only thing I may not be open about is extremely personal questions, and I'm
Right.
sure you guys know what I mean by that. But no, I'm an open book when it comes to my health issues and that, because if I can help somebody else, I will.
Right.
So, Twisted Zones. Tammy says blessings, many prayers, hugs. Thank you so much. And there's the Nightbot for your channel, Kaylin.
Yeah, I saw that.
And My Own Utopia. Hello, I'm new here. Welcome in, My Own Utopia. It is so glad to see you.
That's Kaylina.
Kaylina. Okay, thank
Hmm.
you. I'm very bad with names. I am good with screen names, but I am terrible with regular names until I get it down. Once I get it down, then I'm okay. Robert, I appreciate your open attitude. Well, you're welcome, because the way I look at it is if people don't talk about it, then people can't learn about it.
Right. That is true.
My daughter was extremely versed on how to take care of herself. By the end of middle school, I would say, only because I had a goddaughter who was 2.5 years older than her. So whenever she would come over to ask me questions, my daughter was right there with her. So
Right.
I was extremely open with both of them. I'm like, because I don't want you listening to anybody else and possibly getting what I have
Hmm.
because, somebody else told you something that wasn't right.
Yeah.
Um, Frog says I have a giveaway going on for my channel. It started today and ends 4/19/22. Cool. Everybody needs to go check that out. I will be having a giveaway soon because I hit 200 subs. I was just waiting to see exactly what Kay was going to do for her 1K, and I know now, so I should be able to get mine going here soon. The things that I do for my giveaways, though, is I do not advertise it as a giveaway because I
Mhm.
truly want it to be a subscriber appreciation. So
Yeah.
it'll just be in one of my videos. I will not title it a giveaway. And I do not, part of the rules is you cannot say giveaway or, you know, whatever, give it away in any way in your comment. So Sunita, hi Sunita, good to see you here. Says
Hey,
shared you
Sanita.
out, just got off work. How is everyone? Doing great here. If you have your crochet with you, what's on your hook and what are you drinking? Roberta says my kids got into so much trouble in school because could school people in facts. Gotcha. Lisa says we live at least 6 hours to 22 hours away.
She retracted it and she fixed it. There was a typo.
Okay. Any family. Okay, lives 6 to 21 hours away. I see. Cindy says, smart. I do it that way too. And Ivy was saying hello to My Utopia and Sunita.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get so upset with the people who don't want to educate children on the things that are going around them, and then they end up getting sick because they don't know what's going on around them.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know, I don't want to upset you because this is kind of going into the personal again, but the whole like condom issue, I would rather give one and save somebody than end up with a pregnant daughter with HIV, you know. So, or with the daughter with HIV. When I found out I was positive, I wasn't ready to tell my mom, but my best friend kind of forced me. He said, "You tell her or I will."
Yeah.
And so I had to go and tell her and told her I needed to meet with her. And she was like, "Well, I thought you were coming to tell me you were pregnant." And I was like, "I wish I was coming to tell you I was pregnant." But
Yeah.
I've been lucky. I've been living with this since just out of high school. So, and I graduated in 88. So over 30 years now, diagnosed. So people can live now, but I still call it a terminal illness because they don't have a cure yet. And people get
Right.
upset for me for doing that. And I'm like, but there's no cure. You know, they may have prolonged it, but there's no cure.
Right.
So, Sunita says she just got in and jumped on YouTube. And Roberta says, when family was alive, I lived on the East Coast. They lived on West. Only one left, his daughter.
Oh.
And Daigo says, be right back. Yeah, all I have is one daughter. She was adopted. So for various reasons. But right, Roberta, treated but no cure. Exactly. The same as cancer. I'm like, if you're going to say that when people have cancer, it's terminal, you need to say it for the other diseases that are too, instead of saying, oh, well, it can be treated. Well, there's
Right.
forms of cancer that can be treated too. So, yeah. That's just like anytime we try to do a walk or something to raise money, the news stations will not cover it, but they will cover everything else: Alzheimer's, breast cancer, any kind of cancer you can think of. But when it comes to HIV, oh, sorry, hands off. And they're still like that. And everybody says things have changed now. It's not like it used to be. It's like, sorry, no, in lots of ways it still is.
Yeah.
Roberta says, no, it's a good thing. I think I'm kind of lost there. Sarah says, this has been lovely meeting you all. Hope to see you again. Take care, everyone. It was so great meeting you, Sarah. And I promise I do not talk about this all the time. It was just kind of led into today. So,
yeah.
Frog says, you don't look old enough to have graduated in 88. I was 8 years old in 1988. Well, thank you very, very much. That makes me feel very good. It's actually kind of funny because a couple times when we've ended up in the ER or something because I'm having a flare up with my pancreas, I've had doctors or nurses ask if I was my husband's daughter.
Oh, wow.
And I just look at him and laugh because he is 6 years older than me, but I mean, 6 years really isn't that much.
Oh, no, Dago.
Oh no, Daigo just got news that my brother was taken by ambulance to hospital. Maybe his heart. He also suffers from Parkinson's. You are definitely in my prayers, Daigo.
Yes.
You and your family. I am so, so sorry. Sarah says, I have enjoyed all the chat, but time to get ready for bed. Lena. Lena's Designs Rita. Hey, hi from Sweden. I graduated in 88 also.
That's cool. I was
Awesome.
3 in 88.
I was 18,
Have a good night, Sarah.
one of the older graduates. So, because I had to get held back. They changed the month on when you get held back around here so many times. It's not even funny to try and figure it out.
Hmm. You're welcome, Daigo.
Of course, Daigo. It's okay. Family first. Go take care of them, Daigo.
Yes. We'll be here.
Lisa says in 88, I already had 2 kids. Wow. Roberta says, AJ, next time they ask if you're his daughter, just say, no, I'm his child bride.
That's funny.
Now that sounds like a joke that
Hey.
he might say. He would probably look at me like, wow, did you turn into me? Wow. That's funny. I'll have to remember that one. Hopefully I won't be in there very often anymore because they don't like people with chronic pain coming in to be treated.
Yeah.
I actually had one doctor tell me a couple months ago that a chronic issue is not an ER issue. They're there to save lives, not to take care of people with chronic pain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I was not a happy camper because I'm like, no, you are here to take people who need it.
Hmm.
And my doctor who treats me is 4 hours away and tells me to come here first. And plus, my insurance won't cover me to go down to my doctor for certain things. I have to go into the ER first. And if they deem that I need to go down to see him, then they will cover it.
Yeah.
So, and he should know that that's how insurances work.
Right.
Frog says, I had a coworker ask me if my husband was my son. Yeah, you know exactly how it works then for my husband. Yes, Roberta, exactly. Chronic can become acute very quickly. I can have days where I'm just like this, and then an hour from now, I can be buckled over in pain and can't walk. So,
Hmm.
yeah, it can go extremely quickly. That's why, sorry, I got the door open. So you got to deal with the guy who lives 2 houses down and decides to get his Harley out when the kids are getting ready to get off and just go around and around the neighborhood.
Hmm.
Frog people ask my daughter, is my sister, irritated her. My mom used to get that. People used to ask if I was my mom's sister. Because when I was younger, I looked older. And then
Yeah.
as I started getting older, I looked younger. Both my parents have whatever gene it is that makes them look younger. So my brother and I were both blessed with that because my brother is 4 to 5 years older than me, and you would not know it
My
ever.
oldest sister, whenever she would have me and our younger brother, she would always get asked if those were her kids, if we were her kids. And
Oh,
then
wow.
when we worked together, a lot of people thought she was my mom and that my mom was my granny. and because we all
Oh
three
no.
yeah, we all three worked in the same place, and they thought that. And then my mom was diagnosed with COPD, and she went on disability, so she quit. And then somebody asked her when I was pregnant with Aiden, "Are you ready for your grandbaby?" She's like, "No, but I'm ready for my nephew."
Wow. Lisa says last time we were at the ER, someone asked if my spouse was my kid, so I took my mask off and shocked them. Yeah, this was before masks, though, when they asked if my husband was my dad, and he's very gray, and he always tells everybody that he became gray as soon as he met me. So I'm like, not very nice.
Right.
Because I had that kind of pain before. It was so painful that I was throwing up. Thought it was a kidney stone. It was a pinched nerve in my lower back. Yep.
Mm.
And I have sciatic issues. So yeah, I get the pinched nerve in my low back too. But I'm also, I guess, retired would be a good word for it. I'm not able to work as a massage therapist anymore. So when it comes to that, I know the things that I need to do um, to help with
Right.
it.
Yeah.
So, and a chiropractor is one of the great ways to work with it, but massage also works amazing. I cannot afford to go and actually get massages anymore. I used to trade with another therapist, but I cannot give an hour-long massage anymore, which is why I had to quit, and I miss my job so much.
Yeah.
That is my dream, to be able to work back up and to give massages again, but I will never ever do it as a job again, because I would have to probably end up taking the national exam and doing all that kind of stuff again, and I don't want to have to go through the headache of doing all that and then paying for all the different licenses and fees and
Hmm.
all the stuff. And they kept going up and up every year. I can't even imagine how much they cost now. So
Yeah.
I'll just work on my family and friends. And I can do that without needing my license.
Right.
So I have a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm your family, right?"
I was just about to say, well, I'm your friend, right? Where you live at again?
Yes, you are my friend. And plus, I learned how to do reflexology, so that I can do, because all I have to do is sit down in a chair and do that
Oh, cool.
to work on your feet. And my mom swears by it. She says she used to have bronchitis every year, and then she stopped having it.
Hmm.
And she swears it was the reflexology. So this ball is my savior when it comes to my back.
Yeah.
So I sit on it and place it on my back where it hurts all the time. It's very painful to take care of yourself, but it works.
Hmm.
Lisa says Mother Nature is having an episode today of her menopause, because all of a sudden 89 degrees outside, and it was down to the 50s last night. Yep. I hear ya.
Hmm.
It's in the 70s here, and it was in the 30s last night. So I hear ya. Roberta says, I'm lucky we have a doctor that listens. I just have to call and tell him we need insert here, and he calls it in. Now, I have a doctor like that when it comes to my regular health care, but he doesn't prescribe pain meds anymore because of how all the laws and everything have changed.
Hmm.
So, I used to have a really, really great pain doctor, but unfortunately, he was shot and killed a couple of years ago.
Oh
So,
no, it's
yeah,
terrible.
because a man and his wife went in, and she was in terrible pain, and they wanted pain meds. And he said, well, no, not at this visit. And because
Hmm.
he never, unless somebody came to him from somebody else and he knew they were already getting treatment,
Hmm.
never gave pain meds until he did the proper tests and things that he needed.
Right.
And from what I understand, he never told them he would not give them pain meds. He was just like, we have to do this and this. And the husband went home, and his wife, I guess, was in tears, and he got upset, and he turned around and went back and shot and killed him at work.
Mm. It's crazy.
He was walking from one building to another, and there was a nurse who was with him, and he told her to turn around and go back in, that his problem was not with her, and then shot and killed him. And the saddest thing is he was one of the best pain doctors here, and one who would go to bat for you in a heartbeat to get you pain meds if you needed it.
Oh wow.
And we don't have enough doctors like that anymore. And that's the kind that he was. I mean, he was willing to go to bat with me to try and help me get my disability, which he wasn't here then when I needed him for that.
Hmm.
And so it ended up hurting a lot of people, a lot of people. And the guy couldn't handle what he did, because then he ended up going home and shooting himself. So, but yeah, it's terrible. I mean, there's not enough good doctors in the world, and when somebody decides that a good doctor is not a good doctor and does stupid stuff like that, I mean, even if he wasn't a good doctor, he didn't deserve that. Nobody deserves that.
Right. Exactly.
There's only one person who can determine when it's your time to go, and it's nobody that's here on earth.
That's right.
Um, Alrighty. Didn't mean for this chat to get kind of on the dark side, but things happen the way they happen. Like I said, I'm an open book. So.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Left his wife to deal with even more BS. Exactly.
Hmm.
And then the really sad thing is that his wife, who he had only been married for not too long, started backing one of the congresswomen here, who is for even harder reform against pain meds and things, saying that that's what he would want.
Mm.
And I'm like, no, that's not the doctor he showed us that he was. So,
Right.
is that for me, Roberta? What am I working on? This is a I've said it so many times now. This is a tablet / phone stand. It's by Nikki's Homemade Crafts. What it is this is the part that's going to flap up, and it will lean against here. But this part here that I'm going in the round is going to end up being like a big triangle, and then you stuff it. A little bit bigger than I would like it to be, but I was kind of hoping I was still using a smaller hook, because I think she had it with regular worsted weight, but I'm using cotton blend, twisted cotton blend. Whoop, that way. From Lion Brand, that I got at a very good clearance at Hobby Lobby last year. And I like making things like this. I feel they're more durable with cotton, and if he spills anything on it or whatever.
Hmm.
So anyway, I'm still using the smaller hook, hoping that it will be a little bit small. But I saw, who was it? No catchy name, Ella. She made it. And even she said, she's like, whoa, this is like twice the size than I thought it was. So it turns out to be a pretty big one. Roberta says, yes, changing the subject. That's cool. And you made a sweater in this cotton. Cool. I have quite a bit of it. I've got black and white, which I will use for something for my daughter. My daughter is vegan, and her favorite color is black. So whenever I make her things, it has to be in black or shades of black. And when I picked up the navy at first, I thought it was black, but I was like, you know what? I love working with cotton, and I love this one, so I might as well get all the colors. And I clean them out of almost all of it. I did leave some for other people in colors that I don't use as much, and I only took like 2 of those. So I don't like cleaning people completely out, but somebody else had been there before me and she got all the stuff that I knew that I had really, really wanted. And I was
Hmm.
like, I don't feel so bad about taking what's left because
Yeah.
somebody else already came through. And my cousin works there, so she told me, she's like, she kept her eyes peeled for me from when they were going to start the discount. She let me know when they got the paperwork telling them that they were going to do the discount, but it took like 4 weeks before they actually started the markdown.
Hmm.
And she called me right away and she said, I'm sorry, somebody else got here before you did. So she tried, bless her.
Yeah.
And it was my first time ever going, and I had saved up money, but I don't have any money for it this year. We've got too many things that need to be fixed around the house that because of my not being able to work, we just don't have the money to do it right now. So,
Yeah.
promised my husband I am not buying much when it comes to crochet anymore right now, unless it's stuff that I need, like for which I already have like prizes for the next couple prizes, probably, I'm sure now.
Hmm.
Because I got stuff from Ollie's and that, which if you want to see, it's on I posted it all on my channel. But I will tell you, I think it was last Monday I went, so a week ago yesterday, and they had Impeccable for $1.99. So I got on that same day to let people know. So it's like, if you want it, go and check because
Right.
nobody ever has Impeccable for $1.99. So, so yeah, I had gotten some of that, and then there was a 75% off clearance with Knit Crate, and they were doing a special with Try a Crate for people who haven't tried, or for those of us who have one and we haven't tried the other one. So I got a sock crate and got it for 75% off. So I got it for like $5.
Cool.
So I told them, I said, there were some sales that I just had to do this month. And then now, no, I'm not
Right.
doing anything else. So unless somebody orders something and I don't have the right um, yarn for it, or unless I run out of yarn for the blankets and stuff that I'm already making and I need to get more.
Right.
So that's like the only exceptions. Frogs, I got some of that cotton and some Happy Meal from a subscriber. Cool. Lisa had said, be right back. Need to get allergy meds. Wind is blowing everything in the air. Oh my goodness. I went outside and I thought I was going to get blown over today. The wind was so incredibly hot. I guess hard. I don't know what the right word for it is, but strong. There we go. It was so incredibly strong. Roberta says, as a stalker / customer service manager, we thank you for cleaning out the sales, less for us to deal with. Yeah, I get that. I just know that people look forward to that sale, and I really wish that the person before me would have left a little bit of a couple things that I had really, really wanted. But
Yeah.
it happens. She probably really needed it, so that's fine. You get there first, you get what you want. Frog says, I need to check out my local Ollie's. I haven't been there in a while. Lisa, I'm back. Grab the asthma meds too. My own utopia. I'm sorry, my husband called. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Like we said, family comes first, so no need to be sorry for answering a call. I do have one of the yarns that I got, and the reason I went back last Monday is because I needed another one, and it's right over here. I just got to stand up to get it. And they had so much of this the week before, and about half of it was gone when we went back last week. Excuse me while I grab it. But they had the Bernat Cozy Style
Oh, cool.
for $4.99. So I had gotten 2 of them because I'm making a crochet along blanket for my daughter, and it's by Stitching Together. If you don't know if anybody's ever heard of Stitching Together, but that's a couple of designers that have blogs and that you can get newsletters from them. They started a group called Stitching Together, and I just joined them this year. I just heard about them before their blanket cal, but I guess for the last 2 years they've been doing cals where they would do something little every month,
Hmm.
and then they decided to do a blanket this year. So I'm doing black and shades of gray for my daughter, and then I'm doing for myself the Jada and Stitches calendar blanket, so all Tunisian crochet. And
Right.
so I got an extra ball just in case I needed it to help put my blanket together.
Right.
And I'm doing mine in all different scraps of whatever I have in
Hmm.
worsted weight that I have enough of to make a square. And then I'm also doing the I can't remember. It's mosaic, but topical mosaic, I think it's called, or something like that. Top stitch mosaic or something. The blanket that Juniper and Oaks is doing. So Roberta says, first come, first serve, and the fates gave you the ones you needed. Yes. Yes, they did. I mean, they gave me ones that I needed. Not sometimes what you need isn't always what you want.
Right.
So, yeah. And then Roberta says, Lisa, ain't spring great?
Exactly.
I am so glad that the only time, this is the season I get my allergies. So
I have them all year long. They're worse around this time and they're worse around fall.
well, actually, I have mine all year round, but in the springtime is usually when I get sick from them. I end up with
Hmm.
a really bad sinus infection. And fall, it just depends on if people are breaking rules and burning leaves here where they're not supposed to in the city, or if they are bagging them like they're supposed to. If they bag them, I'm fine. If they burn them, I am a mess.
Yeah.
So I am allergic to dust. So
Hmm.
like springtime, especially when I'm feeling well enough, I like to go out and plant flowers.
Yeah.
And then that's when I usually get sick because ugh, working in the dirt, that's all I need to do to get sick. But I haven't
Hmm.
been able to plant my flowers the last couple of years. So Brock says, I can't remember if I took my allergy meds. I forget a lot since I had COVID in January. I completely understand that one.
Charity, I didn't know you had COVID in January. Or
Good
maybe I
to know.
didn't.
I'm glad that you got through it okay.
Oh, go
Lisa
away,
says,
blind
all
bug.
year, yep, spring and fall are worse. Yep.
Hmm.
My main allergy, and we didn't even find out I had allergies until I started working in a postal shop, is I'm allergic to cockroaches.
Oh, wow.
And my doctors told me, he said, actually, it's very common, but people don't usually know that they're allergic to them until they start working in a business where they deal with a ton of boxes.
Hmm.
Because unfortunately, because cockroaches live in trees, when they make boxes in that, they can't kill what it is that causes the allergy.
Uh,
So when you work with paper, a ton of paper boxes, whatever, there's, remnants of cockroaches there. So you get sick and allergic. Yeah, actually, cutting grass isn't fun either. Asthma is a killer. My husband will not let me cut grass. And there's actually some days where I miss doing it only because I haven't done it in years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, please, I want to cut the. No, you're not allowed. You will get sick. I'm like, oh, but please, no.
Right.
Not so much now, but like 10, 20 years ago. I mean, there were just times when I just wanted to go out and cut the grass and walk the yard and
Cutting grass and trimming the hedges and outside stuff. I get itchy because I'm allergic to the outside. I don't know what it is outside that I'm allergic to, but my face itches, my whole body itches. Like right now, I'm itching, but I'm not scratching because I don't want y'all to think, that I have problems.
you don't have problems.
I have lots of problems. Yeah,
Oh,
I was waiting on that.
that's like my one of my friends posted it the test that you take to see if you have ADHD or not. And I was just curious and I was like, okay, I'm going to take this test and see where I fall. And I got a 99 on it. And so my husband is like, well, what does that mean? I said, it means I can be slightly autistic or just normal. And he said, well, of course you're not normal. So that must mean you're slightly autistic. I was like, okay, thank you.
Right. ADHD falls under the umbrella of autism.
Yeah. So, yeah, my friend has never been diagnosed as autistic, but she had a husband. Well, I guess had is right because they're in the middle of a divorce. She had a husband who's very autistic. So her son is showing signs. I
Mhm.
don't know if her daughter is yet or not. And she says she thinks that she is. Um, so that's why she's been taking these tests and things and wanted to share them with everybody. But I just turn the tables on my husband and tell him, well, I married you. So of course I'm not normal. I don't know the name of the test, Lisa, but I can look for it and email it to you if you want me to. It looks for I can't remember the letters and what they stand for right now. I had it up on my I had the page up and I just clicked it off last night. So, but I can go back on my friend's feed and find the link and send it to you if you want me to. And I don't remember what the normal is. Um, I just looked at what my number was. I didn't look at all the numbers. Works. My daughter had visited a friend, and the mom was sick with COVID without our knowledge, and she brought it home to the whole family. She and I had. Oh, I am so sorry. My husband used to work at.
It's
Yes.
Aiden.
Oh, hi, Aiden.
Hey. Okay, I'll go back
My husband used to work as an engineer at the school here, and he told me that parents were sending their kids to school left and right with COVID and not keeping them home.
Mm-mm.
And that was in the high school, and they had so many games and stuff that were called because like almost everybody on the football team and stuff had COVID. It wasn't even funny because they got to where everybody had their 2 weeks off and they came back and they'd play a game or two and then oops, they couldn't play again because everybody was sick with COVID again.
Mm-hmm.
Because parents were sending their kids, they knew that their kids were sick and they were sending them to school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there may be some kids who like didn't tell their parents because they didn't, want to not go, but a lot of
Yeah.
the parents knew. My own utopia. We are a family of autistic and ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
And Roberta, I don't have Alzheimer's. I have some timers, and sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. I hear you.
Right.
I have I have pain med brain. So pain med fog. And plus I have fibro. So I get fibro fog on top of it. So
Mm-hmm.
Lisa the Grammy. Yes, please. Yes, please. Okay. If I forget to send it to you, email me. I know you have my email. And remind me, but I will try to remember. Actually,
You want me to send you a message?
I have a pad of paper right here.
Okay. My dad calls that old timers. Yeah. Heard it called that too.
That's what my dad calls Alzheimer's.
Yeah. It's what Frog Crochet says too.
Send Lisa.
Lisa said nothing is normal. That is true. Nothing is normal. Oh, come on, go away.
I'm just going to put test for A because it's not ADHD. I can't. Autistic. That's it.
What is wrong with people? I agree, Roberta. People are why I'm retired now. Exactly.
I hear you. Nothing is normal. Exactly, Lisa. Nothing is normal. That's what I've always told my daughter. People are why I'm retired now. Yep. That's why my husband, well, that's not the reason he had to leave the school, but people are the reason he had to leave the school. They decided to outsource the engineers and the custodians and totally mess up retirement and all of that. So he got out before they changed everything so he could still at least collect the retirement that he deserved up until then.
Yeah.
My own utopia. The reason why people are sending their kids to school sick because the school told them that they have to or they will call. No. The school that I'm going to tell you, the school that he was at, they were not telling them. They were telling them to stay home if they had it. They did not want them there if they had it because too many teachers, too many kids were so sick with it. Things were closed down left and right. Football games, soccer games, girls, what was at the time? Softball, all the different things. They were all closed down. Lisa the Grammy, my spouse has TBI, short-term memory. I call it 20-minute rinse and repeat from military. Roberta, am I on utopia? Darned if you do, darned if you don't. Yeah. And I know a lot of places were doing that, but the schools here were not doing that. They were specifically telling them because we were having a really hard time with COVID in our county. So they were telling everybody, stay home. So the whole state wasn't reacting to it that way, but our county was. So I can nag all I want. Wait, 20. What did you say?
That's funny.
I like that. My battery. Ooh.
Is that me?
No, that was me. It said my battery was running low. And I'm like, wait a minute. It's attached to the plug, but the plug had pulled out.
Yeah.
I retired a month before the shutdowns. I was attacked at work and they said, you'll be fine. I said, F this, I'm too old for games. Exactly. I don't blame you at all. You should not be attacked at work. I just feel bad for my daughter who still has to work in the system and will have to for a long time. So
Dang. Oh, sorry. Whew. Mocha.
sorry about that. Don't mean to laugh. Sorry. My husband walks so softly that at night he goes to bed, and I should know his routine by now. He goes to bed and he's in bed for at least a half hour, an hour maybe, because he gets home at midnight and his brain just won't let him sleep, or he may
Mm-hmm.
fall asleep for like a half an hour and then he wakes up starving because he doesn't eat anything before he goes to bed. And I always tell him, eat before I'm too tired. I'm just going to go to bed and go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, eat now. No, I'm just going to go to bed. And then he gets up to get something to eat. Never fails. Hardly ever does he not. And like maybe once in all the nights in the week, but almost every single night that he works, he gets up, gets something to eat, not even an hour or two later. And I'm like, see, if you would have ate, you'd still be in bed and you'd probably be asleep by now.
Mm-hmm.
And but he gets up, and normally I'm like getting up and getting something to drink or something sometimes by that time, and like I'm in the refrigerator and I don't hear anything, and then all of a sudden he like grabs the refrigerator door, or he clears his throat or he does something, and I jump to the ceiling. And he's like, "What? I'm home." I'm like, "But you just walk so soft, nobody hears you."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he even scares the cat sometimes. I would rather have the flu than have COVID. The side effects of COVID can last for 3 months or longer. Yes. My husband and we both got the flu last August. And my doctor was like, it's not time for the flu. You shouldn't be having the flu. And they did check us for COVID and everything, because it's when COVID was presenting as the flu. But
Yeah.
no, they checked it more than once, and we both showed just the flu both times. So, but it was miserable, completely miserable. Because for me, if I get sick for 2 to 3 times longer than a normal person. And he tried so hard. He got it first. He tried so hard not to give it to me. He walked around the house with a mask, tried to quarantine himself from me, stay completely away from me, and I still ended up getting it, which isn't surprising. Put me in a room with anybody who's sick and I will get sick, which is why I naturally quarantined during certain months because of the sickness. So right before COVID hit, I was already home. I'm home all the time anyway because I can't drive.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was put, not when the last one, which I'm not going to think of the name of it now, but the one before the last one, the second type of COVID that came through, I was put on quarantine.
Omicron.
And my doctors were like, you do not go anywhere unless it's the doctor's office.
Yeah.
And I was like, thanks. We just started like going to the restaurants and eating and stuff every once in a while. And nope, I couldn't go anywhere. Wasn't supposed to have friends come and visit me or anything.
Oh.
Good thing about that is anytime I had to have some kind of medical procedure, which happened a few times during that, they didn't have to, depending on the doctor. Some of the doctors wouldn't have me go through all the testing, but I still had to be tested a few times. Roberta says, frog, COVID fog is horror, I hear. Yeah, I've heard the same thing. My daughter is the only one from our family who ever got COVID, and she seems to be doing okay. But she felt better within, I don't know, 3 days after she was told she had COVID.
Mm.
So at first she was like, Mom, I just feel like I want to die. And the fact that she asked my husband to come and take her to the doctor speaks volumes, because she does not go to the doctor. at all. She
Right.
hates going to the doctor because
Mhm.
she's been to the doctor too many times when she was little with me. Um,
Yeah.
so we always knew when she was little, if she said she needed to see the doctor, she was sick.
Yeah.
And unlike my mom, who said she never took me to get rechecked or anything with my stomach hurting when I was little because she thought I was faking it.
I thought that bird hit the side of the thing.
Oh no.
It
We
didn't.
have birds here who hit our windows all the time.
Oh wow.
And it's not because they're clean.
Yeah,
I can honestly tell you that.
I haven't been to a
So,
restaurant in 10 years. One day I looked
oh wow,
around.
we're at almost an hour and a half already.
Oh, I see that.
Wow, we've been having fun here.
Yeah.
I said, you got to go soon, don't you? Or
No,
he's
Aiden
already
doesn't.
home.
Yeah, he just got off the bus and he has testing this week, so no homework. And they have not called for baseball, which is what he was over here talking to me about because he's tired, he says. And that's what I was telling him. I said they haven't called for practice. And he said, "Really?" And he's like, "Yes."
Somebody's happy about it.
Yeah. He fell yesterday, had them cleats on walking through the kitchen and he slid and
Oh
fell on his
no.
butt. He's like, "I think I broke my butt." I said, "No, you can't break your butt. It's your butt bone." And he's, "Well, I think I broke it." I said, "No, you probably just, bruised it a little bit."
Yeah, that's
But he's,
probably the hardest bone to break in your body.
yeah, I guess.
Although,
I don't, I've,
I don't know. I know people who've broken their pelvis, so but it's usually due to car accidents.
right. When I was 13, I fell. The way I fell, though, is both of my feet slipped out from under me at the same time, and I fell on my butt. And for weeks, I'm talking about weeks, I could not sit down without it hurting.
And you probably broke your coccyx then,
Yeah.
because the girl that I know who broke her pelvis, she also broke her coccyx. She happened to be in a car. She was a daughter of a friend of ours. Her and her
Mhm.
sister were in a car with this guy, and they weren't supposed to be. And he hit my brother and
Oh,
his
wow.
girlfriend very, very hard. So totaled my brother's car. He had a Z28, gorgeous Z28.
Ooh.
Had the blue stripes that said Z28 on this. Oh, gorgeous.
Mhm.
Broke the axle, so he had to get rid of it.
Oh, no.
He's like, once him and my dad are both, once you break the axle, the car's never good anymore. So whether they fix it or not, but they totaled it. So Roberta, haven't been to a restaurant in 10 years. One day I looked around and said, why? And actually, the coccyx is the easiest to break. Okay. Most people break it dozens of times in a lifetime. Well,
Oh,
it
wow.
is tiny. It is a little tiny nub. So I guess I could see that. Brooks, the sad thing was that the mom didn't call to tell us that she had COVID after she found out. Her child messaged my daughter to tell her that the mom had tested positive. It is sad how many people get it and don't tell people who have been around them.
Mhm.
The whole reason we thought we had COVID when we got the flu is because, unfortunately, my aunt had passed away, and we were at the we went to the funeral,
Mhm.
and it was when they said it was, the first time that they said it was okay to start taking the masks off.
Right.
And since we were all around family and we knew everybody had had their shots and everything, we went ahead and took our masks off. And
Right.
I had given my cousin a couple different hugs and stuff, but I was never around her boyfriend. Well, it turned out the next day she posted that her boyfriend had gotten sick and found out and had been tested and he was positive. I mean, at least she did post it on Facebook, but yeah, she knew that I can't get, I
Mhm.
really thought she would have called my mom but she didn't. She wasn't thinking about, of course she was upset and stuff. She had just lost her mom. So, I'll give her leeway there. But
Yeah.
then for whatever reason, she came back on and said no, that it was wrong. He wasn't positive. But that one, I've been told by so many different people that she just did that to save face because people were giving her such grief.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But that's why we thought that we had COVID. And my husband had just gotten sick that morning when we found out that he had that her boyfriend had COVID, and it was just the right incubation period and everything for one of us to come down with it. So we thought that's what it was, but then it ended up being the flu. And then the day that I ended up getting sick ended up being the last day it could have been on the incubation period. But again, I only had the flu. So, but then she was just like, oh, no, no, can't be from us because he never had it. It's like, okay, whatever.
Well, that's like in January, my sister, her husband, he's on medicine that makes his um ammonia levels go up. And then he's on this medicine that helps him release those. And he doesn't like taking that medicine because he sits on the toilet all day. And he likes to be up and out and doing for himself, even though he really shouldn't. He needs to slow down. But um, they took him to the doctor because of his ammonia levels, and he was really sick. And they did a COVID test, and he tested positive. Well, this was the Wednesday after we had been over there on Saturday. So I was like, okay. So I didn't send Aiden to school, or I sent him. Okay, yeah, I sent Aiden to school Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. When I found out Wednesday, I did not send him Thursday, and I called the nurse at the school to let them know. Well, he also bring home. No, he didn't. The I talked to one nurse Thursday, and then Friday, the new nurse, I was talking to her, and she said, "Well, I was actually just about to call you because someone in his class tested positive." I was like, "Oh Lord, now I have to go get us, like all of us, completely tested." So we did. We went and tested, and we were all negative. So I don't I don't know how we missed it, but it missed us.
Well, I'm glad it did. Now, anything like that, my doctor, as soon as he hears that I could possibly be, that I have been around somebody, or something,
Uh huh.
because there were at least 3 different times that we found out that I was around somebody who had gotten it. Plus, my daughter had gotten COVID. So he's like, I know you said you haven't been around her lately, but I'm testing you anyway. He would send me automatically to get tested. I am so sick of having a COVID test. It's not even funny. And
Yeah.
my husband used to tell me, oh, you're fine. It doesn't hurt that bad. And then when they tested him,
Yeah.
he was like, oh my goodness, this test hurts. I never want to have it again. And they gave here in our county, and I know other places they were going to give, I can't remember if it was the teachers or if it was the nurses and that who didn't want to get the vaccine.
Mhm.
They were like, okay, well, if you don't get the vaccine, then you have to go and get tested like every other week
Mhm.
or something, so it came out to like, 3 times a month or something like that. My husband was like, oh no, I would not take, he's like, I would get the vaccine whether I wanted it or not, because I'm not going to have that test done to me 3 times in a month.
Yeah.
He's like, not happening. That hurts way too bad. So yeah, I don't, I mean,
The
I had
company
to,
that I just left to, do all this business, work from
uh-huh,
home, be my own boss. They were supposed to have somebody at the door to check our temperatures every day when we came in.
hmm
They checked my temperature maybe twice, since 2020. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, they
I
were
was two
so
times.
that was the one thing with my husband working in the hospital and that I was kind of scared because he's working at the place that people go. But at first, they had some of the hospitals, and the main one he worked at was one where they weren't sending people if they had COVID symptoms. They were sending them away to a different hospital. We had one hospital in the area that was for strictly COVID patients before it got so bad that all the hospitals had to take in COVID patients.
Right,
So I wasn't as worried because he was in the one, our major trauma hospital is where he works. And, because of that, they didn't want the COVID cases there because of so many traumas that they were dealing with.
right. That makes sense, though.
So I wasn't as worried. Plus, they were checking temperatures and stuff. And since he's security, there were days that he had to, sit there when people were coming in and be with the people who, took the temperatures and stuff.
Yeah,
So they were always spot on all the time. But I know that they're like that. I know my daughter worked at Target and they were supposed to do at the time, and they were supposed to do the temperatures and all that, and they weren't doing it. And then they weren't doing it when she went to where she's at in the factory now. They don't do it there either.
mm,
Roberta, it's crazy how a simple concept of a virus threw this country into chaos. Yes, it is. It is sad. And I understand everybody, saying I have my rights. I should be able to deal with things the way that I want to. But it's like all you had to do was tell people if you got sick and wear a mask to help take care of people like me who have conditions that if you get sick, I mean, my doctor put it to me this way. She said, if you get COVID, more than likely you're not coming home.
right.
Hence why I had to, stay quarantined all the time. So, you want to protect people that you love.
Yeah,
Why would you not want to wear a mask and help protect them? I mean, I get it. It's an inconvenience. It's this, it's that. But, it's just like if you know that you can help people from getting it, why not do it?
Ooh, that's the wasp.
So, but anyway, I mean, I know a lot of people thought that, their rights were being taken away and everything. So, I mean, I do get that. I understand why they were upset, but I'm still like, there have been pandemics in the past and stuff, and where they've had to do things and make people quarantine and stay at home. It's like, you know, we don't want everybody dead. We want to survive this. So do what you can to survive and go on. But yeah, it's gotten kind of crazy. Frog. I worked for Walmart when COVID started and was one of the people assigned to take the temperatures of the employees. To me, that would be one of the scariest positions to have to do the testing of everybody. My own utopia. Our oldest boy is high risk, and I hate that people thought about themselves and did not consider everyone else's. Exactly. And right, Robert, exactly. If everyone used common sense, we'd be done. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't still be this iffy, should we wear it? Do we have to? Do we not? Because there wouldn't be so many people still out there walking around with it if everybody would have just worn the mask from the beginning, did what they were told, but instead they had to rebel and keep it going for a lot longer. I mean, there are, countries in overseas that are doing fine because they did what they were supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is, and that's what we got to deal with. So, okay, well, it is now over an hour and a half, so we should probably be closing this up.
Yes, especially since that wasp is no, it's a bumblebee. It's not a wasp. It done stopped.
Yeah, I still wear mine everywhere, Lisa, too. There's a particular truck stop that we stop at on the way down to my specialist, which we'll be stopping there next week because we got to go next Tuesday. And on their door, what it says is, if you have not been vaccinated, you need to wear a mask. You know, so when I go in there wearing a mask, then people look at me weird, like, you know, like, wow, you didn't get vaccinated, you know, or whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm a patient. I've been vaccinated.
Right.
I'm all up to date, but I'm trying to save myself from you. And or stay home when they are sick and not show up to spread it. Exactly.
Mhm.
And then for the other way around, the ones who were staying home and they weren't sick and saying they were sick, and then when they got sick, they couldn't say that they were sick because they'd already stayed at home,
Mhm.
and then they end up spreading it. I just don't understand that stuff. But anyway, I will, and this, if anybody would like to, I mean, this is very impromptu and I wasn't expecting to do this, but like I said, I have lots of crochet to get done today. So if anybody would like to do a crochet with me over on my group in Facebook, which is AJ's Personal Touch, you just have to answer a couple questions and I can add you in, and then I can open up a web page, and we could all, you know, you can get on camera if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to, but we can all sit and crochet and chat if you want to. If you don't have time, completely understand. But I will be doing a crochet with me this Thursday, and I think I'm going to do it at 7 o'clock again, Eastern time, like I did last Thursday, because a couple people said they are coming who didn't make it last week. So, but if anybody would want to today, I am completely open for crocheting and chatting because I've got a lot to get done. So just let me know. My email is ajspersonaltouch@gmail.com if you would need to get a hold of me, or if you need me to say this is here or there or whatever. It's all on my page. And I've had videos where I talk about it, and it's, oh, I forgot to put my channel on there still. I need to add my channel to the part that brings up all of my links all the time. I will do that when I get off of here. So I hope to see you guys again. Feel free to subscribe if you want to. I'm not pushy. If you don't want to, that's fine too. Only join if you want to my channel. And it was really nice meeting you guys, and hope to meet you again in the future. I'm sure I will hopefully have Kay on again.
Yes.
And her and I are getting to know each other pretty well, I think, and becoming pretty good friends.
Yes.
So yeah, it was nice chatting with you guys. And again, if you want to, let me know. If you don't, that's fine. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day.
The crochet and chat that we do is fun. I have been participating. I do want to let y'all know that.
Oh yeah, she's been in the 2 that I've done so far. So, and we always have a good time.
We do.
So I will see you guys later. Have a great evening.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.